Hello, sunshines. Welcome to BunniPhish Crafts. I'm your host, Heather, known as BunniPhish on Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon. Today is Monday, the 21st of February, 2022, and this is episode 8. How are you? I am full of pretend energy right now. Hopefully it'll carry me through class. For those of you who are new, this is the classroom at my local yarn shop where I teach a class on Monday evenings, and I also work here on Saturdays. So, what was I gonna say? I don't remember. I have had a good day, but I have not knit today. So the projects that I showed you at the end of last week's podcast, I haven't touched them. I do have a project to show you though, to check in with you about. So today my niece and I went on an adventure. We went to IKEA, which is just under an hour away from where I live. So we went and we got something I'm so excited about. We got me a chaise lounge, which I have wanted forever. I've wanted one since high school. My best friend had one in her bedroom and I thought it was so cool. And I got a bonus at work last paycheck, so that was really exciting. And I was like, you know what? I've wanted one of these for a really, really long time. Maybe I'll get one. So I looked on IKEA on their website and I found the lounge I wanted and it was out of stock. And I was like, okay, that's fine. It's not meant to be. And then this weekend, I checked again just to see, and it was in stock. Friends, I am so excited. Look at what I put together today. I'm so excited. So now I have my lounge that I want, and nobody's allowed to sit in it but me and the dogs and the cats, and that's it. It has storage under the leg part, so I'm super excited about that too. It's such a cool feature, and that's what I worked on today, putting together that chair. So worth it. I'm so excited. So what I do have to show you is my car project. So this lives in my car and I work on it at red lights or when I'm waiting for my nephew after school to get in the car, or sometimes, depending on how cold it is in the mornings, sometimes in the mornings while I'm waiting for my kiddos to get in the car. So this is how much I've done since last time you saw it. I don't think I showed it last week. I think I showed it 2 weeks ago. And then this is the total sock length. So that's exciting. If I'm being really honest, I don't think I'm finishing my February projects in February. But that's okay. They're all just arbitrary goals, and the only person who cares at all about those goals is me. And I don't really care that much about them, to be honest. It doesn't stress me out. I care about the projects that I thought I was going to do this month, but it doesn't stress me out if I have to take them into next month, because I planned almost as much in a month. Let me start over. So I do this thing sometimes where I pick out 6 to 7 projects, and I just got really warm. What is this? This is a Vera Valimaki pattern. Water and Stone, maybe? Dark and Stormy? One of those two. I'll put it right there. It's got this really lovely cable detail. I made it ever ago, but I love it. So I do this thing sometimes where I take a picture of yarn at the beginning of the month, and then every week or week-ish, I update what progress I have made. And it's just a really good way to keep accountable. But this year I'm also doing hashtag 2022 Year of the Blankets. And while I did include the blanket that I want to finish this month as part of that photograph, I didn't really think about how much time this blanket will take. Plus, I have to be working on another blanket if I want to finish it next month. So probably won't finish my February projects in February, but at the beginning of March I'll reassess and keep my February projects as things that I want to finish, and then maybe only add 1 or 2 things to March. Because I have to be honest with myself about what I can and can't accomplish. So anyway, that is all the knitting that I have to show you. I knit on it at red lights while we were driving today, so I did do some work on it. This evening at knitting, I am going to work on the blanket that I want to finish this month, which is my mitered square blanket. I didn't unpack it yet, so I guess I'll do that right now with you. Ugh. Here it is. All of the center parts are done. I just need to do the border. So I will stick a stitch marker on the border where I am. So this is where I am. This is what it looks like. Same as last time I showed it to you. I did not work on it at all since then. I think that was on Friday. Oops. Yeah, that's not great. But I plan to work on this evening, so hopefully I will get some pretty decent progress. And I will either check in with you when I get home or tomorrow. Hello, sunshines. Happy Tuesday. I am just hanging out in my chair. I love my chair so much. Oh, it's so good. I'm just hanging out in my chair. I'm trying to take a fairly lazy day today, although I haven't done laundry on break. So, oh, there's my face. Hi. So I'll be doing laundry today, but my plan is just laundry and knitting until it's time to go pick up my kiddos. So let me show you how far I got on the blanket last night. So I was there last night and I got to here. So I'm going to continue to work on this blanket today. Oh, I also picked up the stitches from this marker right here all the way across all of these squares. I actually picked up to the halfway point, but these stitches fell off as I was working the actual border, so I'll pick those up later, but that's how far I got. And I'm going to move my marker. I have about 4 hours until I have to leave to pick up the kiddos. In that time, it's just laundry and showering and wash the dishes that are in the sink. So hopefully I'll get a bunch done on this today. All right, friends, there's about 40 minutes before I need to leave, but anxiety does what anxiety wants, and I feel like I can't just sit here and knit anymore. So I'm going to check in with you. This is where I was when I visited this morning, and this is what I have knit, you know, in between laundry and dishes and shower and stuff. So pretty good progress. So almost 6 squares worth of border. I have, after this green square, I have 21 squares left. I'm counting these border sections as a square because they have the same number of ridges as the square. So I have 21 of those left on this side. That seems a little insurmountable right now. Like, I really want to get this done. I only have 6 days. I don't know that it's going to happen. It could, though. It could happen. I have a whole weekend still at which I can knit on. So, yeah, it's okay. It's not bad progress. So, I mean, it's actually really good progress. So I am going to start figuring out what my brain needs to do in order to be ready to drive to pick up my kiddos. I will check in with you later. Bye, friends. Good morning, friends. It is Friday and it is snowing and it is so pretty. Look at all that. So pretty. Hello, sunshines. How are you? It's Saturday. I'm at the yarn shop. It's after my shift and I thought I would check in with you. I have not been knitting this week, like almost at all, since we went back to school. Pretty much just at all since I saw you on Monday. I haven't really knit. I have worked on my blanket because I do want this to be finished. It's not going to be finished this month, but that's okay. So since I last saw you, I was here and I've knit that much of the border, which is pretty good. This marker is halfway down the side, so I have this many squares left to do a border on, and then 2 other sides. So definitely not going to finish this month, but that's okay. I had a really low energy week because it's just that week of the month, and yeah, I didn't have the want to knit. You know, you ever get that sometimes where you're like, I just don't really want to. It doesn't happen to me very often, but it did this week. So the only other project that I worked on is my nephew's sock, and I'm officially more than halfway done. I think I have about 45 grams left of this yarn. I weighed it, I think it was 45. So this is where I was last time you saw it. So I guess I've worked a lot on this because this week I subbed for 3 days. So all 3 days that we were in school, I was a sub teacher in a homeroom classroom. So this was just what I was able to work on while I was subbing a class. This is how long the tube is. Ooh, look how exciting that is. That's a lot of progress on that. I'm using the pattern unicorn tube sock, basically, except I'm not making these socks into unicorns, but all of the instructions in that pattern are how I'm making this sock. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. I have been reading quite a bit though, and I realized that I didn't talk to you about a book last week that I said like on Tuesday or something that I would talk to you about. So let's start there. The Empress of Salt and Fortune. Such a good novella, really quick read. Not very many pages, maybe 120, I want to say. Very short, very good. It follows a cleric. A cleric goes to record the items left behind in a kind of like a summer home sort of deal of the emperor, where he has sent his wife in exile. It's a polygamous society, so he has multiple wives and he sent this one into exile. And she turns out to be kind of a beast. Like she takes over the kingdom. No. It turns out that like she is very clever, and the story was just really enjoyable. The cleric meets up with her handmaid who's very old now. So the cleric is hearing stories from the handmaid. It's a really interesting read. Very sad, but not like sobbing sad, just like internalized sad. I really liked that. And then I finished These Ghosts Are Family, which was also really enjoyable. It is, everything I've read, by the way, is really enjoyable. I haven't read anything recently that I'm like, oh. So These Ghosts Are Our Family follow the story of several people who are all descendants of an enslaved woman from Jamaica, or the person who had her enslaved, and how lives are connected and not connected. And yeah, it was really, really good. It took place over a very big time period. You don't meet every single one of her descendants, but you meet a lot of them. Some only for a brief moment, some for a while. Super, super enjoyable. I really, really liked the story. There's a part where it's like there are journal entries for a chapter. There are like written testimony accounts for a chapter. So well written. I really, really liked the story, and I highly recommend it. Then I finished that, and this is my next book up to be returned to the library. Good job, me. This one's not going to have a late fee. It's not even due for like another week, maybe a week and a half. So I read Anne Bishop's The Queen's Bargain, which I really, really like. The series, the Black Jewels series, it's kind of smutty, it's fantasy. There are different races of people, including like a warrior race of people who have wings, and there's magic involved. There's intrigue. It's just, I really, really liked meeting back up with some of my favorite characters from the series. I'm saying really, really a lot. If that's irritating you, I apologize. It's not intentional. It was just nice to meet up with those characters again. This book follows a lot of characters, but Damon and Surreal are main characters in this book. I don't know if that's how you pronounce their names. That's how we pronounce them in my house, because my sister also really likes these books. And I've just dropped my knitting on the floor. It's fine. So anyway, I have papers in here. Let me take those out so I don't forget and then accidentally return random Post-its to the library. I usually do a flip through before I put things in the library return conveyor belt, but since I saw them, I figured I'd take care of them. Okay, distraction. Bring it in. So that was really fun to read their story, and I just really, really like the way, oh, there it is again, that Anne Bishop writes. I don't know if you can see that it says she's the author of Wild Country. That is a different series of books by her that I also like, and that's more like vampires and werewolves, but not the traditional idea of vampires and werewolves. So really enjoyed that. I finished The Queen's Bargain yesterday, so I picked back up Sisters in Arms, and I'm almost finished. I anticipate finishing this tonight. It's the story of two black women, a lot of black women, but follows two black women during World War II, and they were part of an all-black unit of women, and kind of what they went through. They have a falling out, they fix the rift, sort of thing. Highly enjoyable, really good historical fiction. It's well researched clearly before it was written. So I anticipate finishing this tonight. That's by Kaya Alderson. Definitely recommend picking that up if you read historical fiction at all. And then once I finish that, I am going to pick up The Queen's Weapons by Anne Bishop. I don't usually read books in a series back to back or close to back to back. I mean, it's basically back to back because I didn't have that much to go in this book, so I'm not reading a full book in between the two. But there's just something about this series and these characters that I just can't get enough of now that I have them in my hands and like actually allowed myself to read the 10th book. So this will be that's the 11th book in the Black Jewels series. Looking forward to read it. I know this has not been my typical episode. It's very, very knit light this week, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway, and hopefully next week I'll be back with more content. I'm giving myself grace though, right? Like every week does not have to be productive, and this week wasn't, and that's okay. So whether you had a productive week or not, I hope your week was pretty good. I hope this coming week is also pretty good. If you like what you saw, I hope you consider hitting the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave me a comment down below about what you were working on or if you have any questions. And I will get back to you usually within a week. I am going to close this down here because I already can tell that I don't want to record tomorrow. So I will see you in a couple days. For me, and for you, I'll see you next week. Bye, friends.